What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to LMA Manager 2003, the new series, the brand new thing that's going to be going on here on my channel. So, yesterday I asked you guys, what team do you guys want to see me play as? And the general consensus was go as Wimbledon. So, here we are with Wimbledon. You'll notice that I haven't got the cheat on and I have a measly £6 million in the bank. This is LMA Manager. If you missed yesterday's video, I'm going to be privating that video, but basically I wanted to know what you guys wanted to see in terms of teams and whether or not I should have money cheats on, and the general consensus was go as Wimbledon and try and do as best as you can with them. Now, quick apology, my voice is really sore again today. I thought I was on the mend, but it seems like whenever I'm ill, I think I'm going to get better and then I end up being sick again. So, apologies if I sound horrible to listen to. But this is Wimbledon. Quick run through of the team, because there are a few players who you may know. You've got Kevin Davies in goal. Damien Francis. I don't know whatever happened to this guy. The reason I know him is because he ended up at Norwich City, and I went to a lot of Norwich games around 2003, 2004. Jody McAnuff, I think that's Jody McAnuff. I can't see first names, so if people know who these players actually are, let me know. Gary Ainsworth, and I think that's Nigel Shipley. David Connolly, is it David? See, the thing is, I really wish I could check because I'm going off a 10-year-old memory. Like, as in, this game's 10 years old, and 10 years ago I was 9. So for me to remember players who were around when I was 9 isn't too shabby. Got a young Nigel Reo-Coker here, 18, he's pretty crap, but he's in this team as well. So this is the team that we have to work with. There's some pretty nice players in here. However, in LMA Manager, there's a big kind of, not a loophole I guess, but basically you can sell players for a lot more and then buy in wonder kids around the same value. That are a lot younger and around the same stats. So my plan is probably to sell a few of these star players. I'm probably going to sell players like Davis, Anderson might go out. This whole midfield might not be here because I'm going to be freeing up a lot of transfer budget. I'll show you some players who I have an eye on quickly, because I wanted to see what was available on the market. So there were mostly midfielders, the players I've identified. My plan is to really this year push for a playoff spot with a wonder midfield and then build from there. So in terms of young midfielders that I'm looking at, let me see who there is. There were a few that I kind of identified as potential signings. Alberto Aquilani, 18 years old at Roma. He's a potential player. Oh, blimey. Jemba. Can anyone remember him? I think he ended up at Man U. You got Tulalan, who's another player who I might look into signing. Who else we got? Is that Lewandowski? Don't know if that's the Lewandowski or not. I don't think it is. I think that he'd be too old to be him. Who else was there? There's a few players I've got an eye on, so to say. Javi Garcia is there, although he is quite expensive. I'm just scrolling through. I had a list of players who I was like, oh yeah, these will be good players. If I knock that down, will I be able to find them easier? Iniesta was the one from Barcelona who I think I might be able to get in. And Essien was another who I might look at. And last but not least, and this is a really, really ambitious one, which I don't think I'm going to get, but I want to try and sign Xavi Alonso from Real Sociedad, and then build a team around him in centre mid, because he can be captain, and I think I might be able to get him in. So obviously this is all very ambitious, but players like Davis is worth 4 million, so I might be able to get 5 million for him. Connolly is worth, let me check. How much is Connolly's worth? 3.7 million. I can probably get about 5 or 6 million for him. So if I could get that much for him, that would basically allow me to probably bring in Aquilani and Essien. The problem that's probably going to be tight is going to be the wage budget. There's a chance that a few of these players on the big wages may have to go out, and I might have to kind of, kind of string down the squad and simplify it and go with a smaller squad but full of more quality. But anyway, pre-season on these games takes quite long because there's a lot of advancing day by day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip to the first day of the season, go through transfers, show you what's what in terms of the squad, and then I think this series is going to be mostly live commentary, so I'm probably going to do like the first 3 games of the year or something, but we'll see how we get on. Okay guys, so we're back, and stuff has been going on. You'll notice in the top right we actually have 14 million, almost 15 million pounds. The way things went was I actually managed to sell a lot of the key players in the squad for more than I anticipated, and then bring in the players who I wanted to bring in for significantly cheaper, and as a result I've been left with a lot of transfer budget. Now the problem I have is that my wage budget's really poxy still. I have £25,000 left in the wage budget, so I'm looking to bring in one of two players. I'll show you the players that I'm actually looking at. So I'm not going to be signing all of these, but the players that I'm looking at are Gerald Givet, Fusco. So they're 2 very good young defenders. I want to get one centre half in who's very talented, who's young. Dean Ashton I'm looking at. David Villa I'm looking at, and I think I can probably get him in. Torres has gone on loan to Rotherham. Otherwise I might well have been able to get him in. And I can't put a bid whilst he's loaned out, just because it's LMA logic. And last but not least, a very, very ambitious offer is on the cards for Fernando Torres. I'm going to be doing this all live from now on. Pre-season went fairly well. I ended up just choosing some, not random games, the games that I actually played. Is there a way I can show my match history? I don't know. These menus are a little bit clumpy. Oh, there we go. Previous matches. So we played Darlington in our previous match, won 2-0. We also played Boston and won 3-0, and Liverpool and lost 2-0. So all in all, not some bad results. But onto the transfer front. As I mentioned previously, a lot of players were going to have to go out the club, and that has happened. But in return, like Davis has gone out, I've managed to get a young Robert Green into the squad from Norwich. He had a really low wage demand, and he's a very good goalkeeper for 22 years old. Defensively, we took a little bit of a hit. I sold one of my one of my centre backs, who I think was a midfielder who could also play centre back. So I got some decent money for him. On the midfield front, this is where we really made the kind of changes that needed to be made. We've got Xavi Alonso at left mid, Essien and Iniesta. My plan in the long term is to switch to a 4-3-3, dropping Damian Francis in favour of another striker. But obviously I haven't really got a third very good striker for this formation. That's why David Villa and the other players are players I'm looking at the moment. But anyway, let's move on to today's game. First game of the season at Selhurst Park. We are going to be playing against Gillingham. Now, can someone quickly tell me in the comments, because I don't know, isn't Selhurst Park where Crystal Palace play? And if it is, did Wimbledon play there first and then sell the ground on, or did they share it, or what was the arrangement there? Because I literally have no idea. But anyway, let's get straight into today's game. 4-4-2, Essien, Iniesta and Xavi Alonso. That just looks like such an odd team when you look at it on paper. I was actually surprised at how little I had to pay for them all. So, I'm just going to pause this here quickly. I got them in all fairly cheap. I think Essien was 2.7 million, Xavi Alonso was 5 million, Rob Green was 1.7 million, so they were all very cheap. Quick kind of warning here is... Essien, you babe! What I was about to say was this is FM. The LMA match engine for those of you who haven't seen it. And before someone else says, I know I'm going to say FM a load of times in this series until I get in the swings of things. So leave me alone. But no, this is the match engine. So you've got a trail behind the ball, and traditionally you just hit a button to speed it up, and then we'll slow it down manually. So that's what I'm going to be doing here, but I thought I'd just slow it down so you guys can keep up. So there is going to be times where I'm not quick on the trigger and we miss goals, but I'll leave all the highlights playing and stuff for you guys. But at the time, this match engine was very kind of good for its time. Oh, it's an effort there. But no, at the time, I mean, this was a time where Champ Manager was just a 2D on the dot thing, and for me, I actually played this over like Football Manager and Champ Manager just because it had the 3D graphics. Essien, what are you doing with that long shot? It's like watching FM, watching them do all these long shots. So yeah, this game mentioned, it works really well, and I've been slow there, as I did warn you guys. Shipperley getting the goal for us, first goal of the season for him. He's going to be key, because I sold Connolly, who was kind of our star young striker. Shipperley's always been second fiddle to him, and it's important now that he steps up his game. But with the creative outlets I've brought in the midfield, I have like 100% confidence in kind of this team's ability to create the chances for Shipperley and McAnuff up top, and hopefully David Villa or Fernando Torres, if I get really lucky when I bring them in. And they've just scored, so that was Johnson was the goal there for them. Ball into the deep. Defensively we are quite frail, that is why I'm looking at bringing Gerald Give into the team, a young kind of defender who hopefully can make a difference for us. Giving away a few fouls here, and wow, I think that hit the woodwork. See, I'm not very good at doing this whole hit X, or square rather, to speed things up. It's just not in my blood. I've not done it for like since LMA 07. Someone was actually asking, why am I not doing LMA 07? The reason for me not playing the 07 version of this game is the Thin Means Win is already doing a series on that game. So if you want to go check that out, go visit his channel if that's what you're looking for. The reason that I'm playing this game is just because it has kind of a special place in my heart. Kind of the first management game I ever played religiously, and the hours I spent as a kind of 10-year-old boy playing this game with my friend on our PlayStation 1 was absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, first half 2-1. Possession is fairly 50-50. Match ratings at the moment, Essien having a stormer, Shipperley as well playing well, Alonso not playing too shabbily. Iniesta needs to step it up in this half. Let's see if he can do that. Now, going into the second half, there's no team talks, none of that stuff. This game, people have got to bear in mind, this game is 10 years old. If you've never seen LMA Manager before, this version of the game is 10 years old. And to be fair, I actually think this is what FM Classic should be like, what this game is. It's a really simple to play, kind of fast to play through football management game that's insanely fun. And I don't know about you, but FM Classic to me, although the concept is great, it's not that much quicker. That's just kind of my opinions, and I think they should go for a more simplified version like this for the Classic that would maybe help to make it appeal to kind of a younger audience. Just my thoughts on the matter, but there is actually a huge gap. Is that a penalty? Go on, Iniesta. Redeem yourself. He buries it. 3-1. Great goal for him on his debut too. So that's two of our young midfielders getting on the score sheet. I should point out that on this, Alonso is 20 and Iniesta is 18. And I think Essien might be 19, so they're all insanely young players. Essien fouled there. Come on, lads. I do think, though, there's a huge gap in the market for, like, a console game. And, oh, my gosh, the sirens are outside my house. Sega are coming for me, people. People aren't going to get that joke if they weren't in a live stream before. Basically, for those of you who don't know, I was doing that Football Manager Tactics series, like Real Team Tactics. And I actually forgot that a few of the videos went live when they weren't meant to. So if you did watch them and they didn't have a description or a name sorted out, I apologise for that. I might private them, I might not. But basically that series won't be going on anymore because Sega has put a copyright claim against me for a .tac file, which is a tactics file for FM. You know, I got an email off them. My Mediafire account has been closed. And yeah, basically Sega are pushing me for copyright, and I've appealed the claim, so I'm waiting to see what happens on that front. So that kind of series is kind of temporarily suspended. I'm not going to be uploading any more .tac files until the kind of dispute's over, just because I don't want to add any confusion to the mix. But hopefully you guys can understand that. But anyway, it looks like we're going to get a 3-1 win on the first day of the season, which is absolutely fantastic. Iniesta, Shipperley and Essien getting on the score sheet for us, an attendance of 6,000 at Selhurst Park. I'm not going to do the highlights at every game, but I might do them for this game because it's pretty special. Just enjoy this, guys. I'm not going to show you this all, but I want to show you what FM should have. This has to be an FM. That is right. Gary Lineker and Annan Hansen commentate this game. Look at it. look at it, it's beautiful. Why is this not in FM? Tweet at Miles someone and ask why they don't get Alan Hansen and Gary Lineker, because I mean, look at it. Look at it. But anyway, I'm not going to show you all these highlights because they go on for a while. How do I stop it? Oh God. Stop. No. No. Oh God. What? How do I get away? There we go. There we go. Panic over, guys. Oh God. I must admit, I did have to play around with this game a bit before I even recorded the first video on this, just to get used to the buttons and stuff. I should probably check the other results in the league. So we got 3-1, which, does that put us top on goal difference? I think it might do. It might put us top on goals scored. It does. We are top of the... Okay, let's not sing. My throat is sore enough as it is. It does not do it any favours, me singing we are top of the league. But still, fantastic result on the first day of the season. I can't really tell you how good Gillingham are on this game because I literally have no idea. But I think it wasn't a bad result. And we've got Grimsby Town in the next game. Crew have rejected my offer for Dean Ashton. Do I want to make another offer? Yeah, we'll go with 3.8 million. So the transfer system on this game is a little bit clunky. Basically, you don't automatically get returned from continuing if transfer offers and stuff are done. So you want to only really advance 2 days at a time. But obviously in pre-season, when you're doing 2 days at a time, it becomes kind of very slow, long-winded and tedious. So that is the reason for me, I guess, not doing the 2 games at a time thing. And Damien Francis has agreed terms. Okay, Fernando Torres isn't coming. Jared Give might come though. That would be good. You might have just seen Damien Francis is on his way out. That's kind of part of the plan of me building the free in midfield. I need to free up some more wage budget. So that's that. I can't believe they won't let me go for Fernando Torres. I want to get David Villa now. David Villa. Is it Villa or Villa? I don't know. But he's accepted an initial offer, which is good to see. Get him on a long deal. Scoring bonus. See, I've got quite a lot of wage budget left now. Like, not loads, but enough to put in a decent offer for him in terms of contracts. So we've got Grimsby today. I don't know how many episodes I'm going to do a video or how long these episodes are going to be. I'm just going to make them as long as I feel like talking for, because this is just going to be 100% live. You guys seem to enjoy the FC United Manchester kind of episode that I did 100% live. If you missed it, it's like almost a 2-hour episode. I think it's nearer an hour and a half actually. I'm exaggerating, but it's a really good video, really well received in general, and if you want to hear me talk for long periods of time, you can just go and watch that. But anyway, Francis hasn't actually left the club yet, so that's kind of a blessing in disguise, because we would be left a kind of a midfielder short. He's going to be going tomorrow, so this is kind of his last game for the club before he joins the giants of Scottish football that are Ayr United. But obviously, like bringing in players like Essien, Alonso, and Iniesta, I'm kind of plugging the gap, I guess, in terms of filling the gap of filling the gap that he leaves when he leaves the club. Sorry, I'm half asleep. It's only like 10 in the morning. I need to wake up. I just need to get a big glass of water and chuck it on my face. That'll help me wake up. But we're on the attack here. I mean, look how many men we have in this attack. It just look ridiculous. We are playing very attacking, I should point that out. Very attacking. Patient, short play, if I'm not mistaken. It's done off really kind of simple sliders like the old Champ Manager tactics were on LMA. That's kind of how this is done. You just have sliders for everything. But it is very simplified, and the formations are kind of limited. But it plays well, this game, for, as I've said, it's a simple, stripped-down version of FM, essentially. But, I don't know, this match engine, I kind of wish they added the ball trail on Football Manager, just because when I upload videos, I'm always paranoid you can't see the balls in the 3D highlights, and it would make me a lot more likely to do it. Wait, Damien Francis has just got injured. Bring on Rio Coca. That might mean that his transfer doesn't go through if he's out for a long time. I can't remember how LMA works if a player's leaving on the day he gets injured. I suppose we'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow if Damien Francis, the man, the myth, the legend, is going or not. Oh, Essien with the free kick, going over. I was actually kind of tempted to try and sign a 24-year-old Paul McVeigh, who's a Norwich City legend. He's really good on this game. He's retired now, I think. I think he works in media, and I follow him on Twitter, and I was tempted to sign him and then put at Paul McVeigh and then have you guys all tweet at him this video of him getting signed in 2003 for Wimbledon. But alas, I couldn't actually sign him because Norwich just were like, oh no, he's too valuable for us. But anyway, ball draw at the moment at half-time. How are other scores going? Any really standout ones there? Gillingham are losing again. Wolves, Walsall, the clash of the W's is 0-0 as well. Not too many goals to tell you about. I mean, there's not a lot of interest really to tell you about the scores because obviously they don't really mean a lot going into the second game of the season. I think my target for this year has got to be to reach the playoffs, or I'd like to say push for promotion, but I honestly can't remember how hard LMA is as a game, or kind of how hard or realistic that's going to be in terms of our players' ratings. But Rio Coker, go on, my son. Where's the keeper going? He is just hoof that out. Rio Coker's getting a bit on the ball there. He needs to calm down. Essien with the header, deflection. What is going? I don't even know. Some of the animations in this game are funny. There's like one where the ball goes over the keeper's head and he turns his back to the ball and just watches it drop into his hands. If we see it, I'll draw your attention to it because it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. But we've got a free kick here. Essien takes it. That's a poor free kick, Essien. You're meant to have the free kick taking attribute Mabob thing that makes you good at taking them, but that was poor. Essien again. He needs to... What is Essien doing with these shots? He thinks he's an outfield player, I swear. Someone needs to tell him to calm down. So, of course, this is Essien before he got big, and this is Iniesta when he was at Barcelona. I was kind of pleasantly surprised I was able to get Iniesta from Barca. I had to, like, double his wages to 16k, which obviously is nothing compared to now. But it was a weird one to have to do, and I was kind of surprised he wanted to come. Aquilani actually wanted to come as well, but I had some problems freeing up wage budget at the time because not all the sales that I was doing had gone through. But anyway, board draw against Grimsby Town. To be fair, Grimsby on this I think are predicted for the playoffs, so it's not actually too bad the fact that we only managed a 0-0 draw away to them. In terms of the league, we're still fifth. We're still fifth in Division 1. I should point out it is Division 1 and not the Championship. For those of you who are too young to remember, you young souls, because I know I do have a few really young viewers, that is the Championship. They changed the names. No. Dean Ashton. I might be able to get Dean Ashton in, ladies and gentlemen. I might have problems with the wage budget. We'll hit that stumbling block when we get there. As long as I can get one defender and one of the two strikers in, I'll be happy. Put it that way. Disconnect. I can't be bothered to see the League Cup results that we're not in. So, I don't know, hopefully you guys are enjoying this episode. I'm going to do one more game this episode, and then I think in future episodes I'm going to try and make them around the 20-minute mark. Fusco's not coming. Dean Ashton has rejected your terms. Fuck me, you greedy prick. David Villa's coming. Good signings, big signings. That's going to really help us bolster our attacking threat, and I can now switch to the tactics that I want to play. So, a quick look at our strategies for those interested. Playing with a pressing defence, attacking, short passing, fairly direct. I don't want that as direct. Fairly central because we are playing with a narrow midfield. You are actually meant to play with left and right midfielders with this 4-3-3 for whatever reason, even though I kind of consider the forwards the kind of wingers in the attack. But one sec. My brain is processing what is on screen, and it's not doing it very quickly. Okay, so as you can see, in this formation, the kind of forwards are recognised as all centre forwards, and the wingers on the midfield are considered the wide men. Iniesta can play right mid, and Alonso can play left mid. But because I'm playing with the narrow midfield, it just means they act more as centre mids than kind of wide players, but they'll still have some wing play. But I mean, if you look at their stats, Iniesta's a very good kind of attacking midfielder with not much tackling. But then both Alonso and Essien both have fantastic ball winning stats, so I'm hoping that they can provide kind of defensive coverage to our weakish defence, and then we'll let, I suppose Alonso's kind of the full package. He's a really well-rounded off player. Hopefully, he can just boss the midfield. But I think that midfield's going to work well as a free. It's kind of odd seeing some of these players like David Villa come in. I mean, look at him. He has insane pace, insane technique, and insane shooting. So hopefully he can put all them together. And he's only 20, so there's a lot of young players in this squad. But anyway, I'm going to play this Watford game, and then I'm going to cut off this episode for today. This will have been nearer the half an hour mark than the 20 minutes. I actually want to know, guys, how long do you want these videos to be? Because I know that I know people like the longer videos, but do you guys actually watch them? Or what is kind of your optimum, I can't even get the words out, optimum time that you kind of have to watch videos? Because I know there's only so many hours in a day, and it can be hard to keep up with every playthrough all at once if their episodes are too long. So let me know in the comments, and also let me know, are you enjoying this game? Who's happy I went with Wimbledon? What do you make of these transfers I've managed to get in? They're kind of a bit funny and a bit silly, but what are you going to do? There's some funny ones there. I feel as if we have a really good team now. And Essien has this weird habit of shooting from everything, I swear. I wish I could change his preferred move so he didn't do long shots all the time, but that's not possible, I'm afraid. So I need to just tell him to calm down. But anyway, we're on the defence here. Can we get the ball away? Oh, Green with the save. Robert Green, the England future goalkeeper, clutching onto the ball here. Essien passed it. Oh my gosh, Villa. Is it Villa or is it Villa? David Villa or David Villa? I don't know. So someone let me know. I know there isn't actually an IA, but I hear so many different pronunciations of his name. And when your pronunciation's as bad as mine, it probably doesn't help anyway. So if someone wants to let me know, there's probably someone cringing every time I say it wrong, and I apologise to you, person, because it's not my fault, honestly. But anyway, there's not that many chances in this game. I want the attacking threat to be us, but it seems like they're the one having all the shots at the moment. Oh, nervy times. Can we get the ball out? What's the stats looking at? There's a lot of ball in our half. Time on the ball. Shipley has had 1 second on the ball. So you don't get these stats in FM. McAnuff and Shipley. Essien had 1 minute odd. How do you have 0 seconds on the ball as a midfielder? You've won no tackles. None. Just... God, I mean, that... When 3 of your defenders don't win a tackle in the first half, it's bad times. Okay, hopefully we can defend well here. Can we get the ball out? That'll do. Shipley, use your pace. Look, he's had a few seconds on the ball now. McAnuff. Why pass it there, you mong? That's why you no longer play football, actually. It's not as if you're really old. But anyway, no, so with this series, it's going to be a kind of a long-term one, I think. The reason that I've chosen to buy the players I have is because they're so young that they'll hopefully develop into the world-class players that they have become in real life. I mean, I've not just signed them for their name. I've signed them because I know they're good players. Oh, you got to bury that. So yeah, I've not signed them for their name, but I have signed them for a kind of combination of I know people are going to know who the players I'm signing are, and also, I guess... They're good players nevertheless as well. You know, it's kind of the best of both because it adds kind of a talking point to this save when I can sign wonder kids and world-class players of today for Wimbledon in Division 1 in England. It still seems really odd, like seeing Alonso, Essien and Iniesta in the same midfield, but I'm not going to complain. Kind of gone for a bit of Spanish flair here. Can we get the ball to Villa? Or Villa? Is that a penalty for handball? You see, that is advanced. We don't have that in FM. You've missed the penalty! I don't like this game! I don't like it. Get the ball through. What is that tackle, McAnuff? You are mental. I don't know if Essien's tackling is as like ruthless as it is in real life. Because oh, Give, go on, Gerald Give. Ball in. Oh, you've got to score that. But Essien has a bit of a rep, doesn't he, for breaking legs? I don't know what he's like on this game. We'll find out. Oh, this has been terrible. We're all over them this half. It's been a tale of 2 halves. mean, I'm not sure about how deep they're playing defensively, but I'm not going to complain. So that's 2 0-0 draws in one episode. I apologise, guys, for my team's poor performance. Still unbeaten, though. I suppose we've got to look at it from that perspective. League table, 7th in the league. Not too shabby, if I might say so myself. So, of course, the top 6 have a chance at promotion. Top 2 go up automatically. Next 4 have a playoff opportunity. But anyway, but I'm not going to call off this episode immediately after this game. I'm actually going to go to the next game. Because I want to try and sign Dean Ashton. We're going to sign him. I'm a bit gutted about the fact I couldn't get Rooney because he's gone to Rotherham, but first world problems, I suppose. What was the result today? Oh, Arsenal beat Birmingham. Thank you for pausing my advancing to tell me that Arsenal beat Birmingham in the division above me game. I don't know, this game just has a weird value around it. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll sell Damian Francis for 1.6 million. Dean Ashton's coming in. They're the Damian Francis offers that I've already dealt with. Yeah, I think is that Dean Ashton at the club now? Are we getting Dino? I was well good when Dean Ashton had to retire. For those of you who don't know, he's an English forward. Came through the Crewe Alexandria academy, which a lot of players are doing now. You've got like Max Clayton, who's there at the moment, and Crewe have a bit of a rep for home growing their players. He was one of those players. You've been forced to withdraw your bid. Oh, fucking wage budget. What is my wage budget like? Oh, 5,000 available. Okay, that's why I couldn't bring them in. Well, we'll review them from the... I can't even get my words out. Can't even get my words out. We will... Oh, God, what was the word I'm looking for? Remove him. Remove, there's the word. Remove him from the shortlist. Oh, gosh. These live comms are going to result in me derping around so much. So we actually have some money to build a new stadium, so I might build one next episode. Let me know if you want to see me build a new stadium. I'll probably do that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to cut off this episode here before it gets ridiculously long. If you've enjoyed the video, give the video a cheeky like. Let me know in the comments what you make of the signings, the save as a whole, and the initial results. This series was really well received, and I hope you guys are enjoying going on a nostalgic trip with me as we play this game. So, wrapping things up, closing thoughts, good signings, disappointing start, I think. I want to get in the Premier League next year. But no, guys, I need to stop rambling. Jack, shut up. I'm talking to myself now. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. Guys, thank you for watching. It's me, Jack, and I'm out. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.